Okay, so today we're going to study module H2, monitor progress to goals. So the task is to monitor progress towards meeting goals and objectives and measure success and recommend directional changes or actions for diverse suppliers. Goals to measure business performance of diverse suppliers may have to be different than those of large industry or national suppliers in order to compensate for the diverse supplier's size or capabilities. So scorecard indicators usually include the following for any supplier: quality, delivery, safety, compliance, cost reductions. Buyers should use monthly or quarterly meetings to discuss and measure results with suppliers, and buyers must communicate where the supplier is exceeding or failing against category averages. This time should focus on adjustments necessary to close any performance gaps. So monitoring performance, the following measures are used to help ensure supplier diversity performance, or basically any supplier. Several tools exist to help to ensure performance, including audit process. Systematic process for global auditing should be established. Most large organizations establish a system of regularly scheduled peer audits. The peer audits are followed up by audits performed by the internal audit groups. And many of these audits are announced with very little time to prepare. Audits are used to identify strengths and weaknesses within the group being audited. And audits are also conducted by outside organizations to ensure necessary objectivity and independence of judgment, such as ISO. Validation process implies that a solution or process is correct or compliant with a set standard or rules. Means it will meet the needs of the end user. So reporting requirements, organizations must establish a management reporting system that will ensure that measurements and processes are tracked for compliance and accuracy. And remediation is if a process deficiency is found, then a process improvement plan should be or needs to be established. Often a written action plan is necessary that includes a monitoring plan. That is called remediation. Training should be an evolutionary model. Training on policies and procedures should extend beyond supply management. Organizations should establish a system of continuous improvement. And diverse supplier programs need visible metrics on actual to goal results. Determine what categories and levels of diverse supplier participations the organization has attained. And accountability, the two major measures are spend with diverse suppliers and number of diverse suppliers. Accountability, looking internally at how well the organization identifies and uses diverse suppliers, and looking externally to gauge how well existing diverse suppliers are performing in comparison to non-diverse suppliers. That's what your stakeholders are going to want to know. Feedback from stakeholders. Feedback mechanisms are used to develop insights into how diverse suppliers are performing according to the supplier diversity program's expectation. These mechanisms can take several forms. So surveys of customer and suppliers can provide useful information on the health of the diversity program. And survey information may be collected by, you can do internal paper surveys, although nobody does anymore. You can do e-surveys, telephone surveys, which I don't think would work, websites or blogs. Should be made using a structured approach to ensure comparability of information from different sources. And test questions on a small sample group first. Make sure it makes sense. Interviews with stakeholders are one-on-one conversations about specific topic or issue. Primary purpose of these interviews is to obtain project relevant information. get reactions. Stakeholder interviews provide a broad overview of interviewees' opinions about specific topic that may reveal hidden concerns or ideas. Observation, direct observation is the collection of information using the senses. By observing, an individual can document activities, behavior, and physical aspects of the situation without having to depend on people's willingness to respond accurately to questions. All right, a couple questions for the group. Which of the following is the best feedback mechanism to ensure that a supplier diversity program is meeting business strategy and cross-functional goals? Measuring supplier performance, that would be the answer. Interviewing key stakeholders, I don't think so. Best feedback mechanism. Tracking the number of complaints, no. Conducting a 360 survey, usually that is the answer with ISM, but I think it's measuring supplier performance. No, it's always conducting a 360 survey with ISM. So options A, B, and D are all valid measures, but are less comprehensive than a 360. All right. Which of the following evaluation types would not have plans for measuring results? Would not have plans. Evaluation types would not have plans for measuring results. Presentation at a staff meeting, an annual summary, that would. Weekly review of employee time cards, that would. Monthly report on work progress, that would. So presentation at a staff meeting would probably be the answer, one would hope. Weekly review of employee time cards, okay. Correct, because a weekly review of employee times would not measure any results, assuming that the time card does not track hours spent on particular projects. That's just a weird question, double negative. Okay, summary. Based on the size or maturity of a diverse supplier, goals to measure business performance may have to be different than those of larger national suppliers. Measure business performance of diverse suppliers. Quality, delivery, safety issues, compliance, and cost reductions are all generally scored indicators to help monitor a diverse supplier's performance. Feedback mechanisms are used to develop insights into how diverse suppliers are performing according to expectations. And buyers can participate in the interaction between stakeholders and diverse suppliers to gain insight. All right, we'll go look at some individual questions here. H2. And we only got 5. So go ahead and start working on them. We'll go over answers in a few minutes. Okay, let's look over some answers here. H3. Oh, we're on H2. Get the right set of answers here. All right. Number 1 is Bravo. It's you're looking for a knot. 2 is also Bravo. 3 is Charlie. And 4 is Charlie. And 5 is Delta. All right. We will cover H3 next.